Once upon a time, deep in the heart of a lush forest, there lived a small turtle named Milo. Unlike many of the other animals in the forest, Milo didn't boast about his quickness, strength, or flashy abilities. He wasn't the fastest nor the most daring, but Milo possessed something far more valuable: patience. While the other creatures rushed about, racing from one task to another, Milo took his time. He would often pause to enjoy the warmth of the sun, the rustle of the leaves, and the simple beauty of life. His shell was sturdy and strong, and Milo always felt secure within it, as if his home was a shield that protected him from the uncertainties of the world. The animals in the forest, however, were often in a rush. The birds would fly to gather food, the deer dashed through the woods without a second thought, and the squirrels scurried around, collecting acorns and supplies as if time were running out. They were always in a hurry, seemingly living their lives as though it were a race. But as Milo observed, something wasn't quite right. These animals, so full of energy, seemed to miss the simple joys of life. They didn't take the time to appreciate their surroundings or think about the path they were walking. They were too focused on reaching the next goal, rushing from one place to another. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, dark clouds gathered in the sky. A great storm was approaching, and the forest grew still. The wind began to howl and the air grew thick with tension. The animals, who were used to running around in a flurry of activity, suddenly panicked. The birds fluttered frantically from tree to tree, searching for shelter. The squirrels dove into hollowed logs, their hearts racing with anxiety. Even the swift deer sped through the forest, trying to find the safest place to hide. But Milo, as always, remained calm. He took slow, deliberate steps toward the heart of the forest. He knew that rushing only leads to chaos, and he had always found solace in planning ahead. Milo headed to a small cave beneath a large oak tree, a place he had found many moons ago. It was sheltered from the wind, and he had always felt that it would be the perfect place to wait out any storm. As the storm raged outside, the animals scrambled, lost in their panic. The birds' nests were torn apart by the fierce winds, the squirrels' hiding spots flooded with water, and the deer, who had sprinted in every direction, now found themselves lost in the dark, confusing maze of the forest. Inside his cave, Milo remained unbothered. He had made a choice, and it was a calm and calculated one. He had taken the time to understand the storm and prepare for it, unlike the other animals who had rushed about without thinking. Milo knew that sometimes the best course of action was to retreat to safety and wait for the storm to pass. Hours passed, and the storm showed no sign of relenting, but eventually it did. The sky began to clear, and the wind began to die down. When Milo emerged from his cave, he saw the damage the storm had caused. Broken branches lay scattered across the forest floor, trees had fallen, and debris littered the paths. The once serene forest was now a chaotic mess. One by one, the other animals emerged from their hiding spots. The birds looked at their destroyed nests. The squirrels mourned the loss of their food stores, and the deer, exhausted and disoriented, wandered aimlessly through the wreckage. They had endured the storm in fear and panic, only to emerge with nothing to show for it but confusion and loss. Milo, however, moved through the forest with ease. His shell had kept him safe, and he was able to calmly assess the damage. He noticed the birds struggling to rebuild their nests and offered them sturdy branches he had collected in his travels. He found the squirrels and helped them gather acorns from the trees that had survived the storm. Milo also guided the deer back to familiar paths, helping them find their way through the now tangled forest. As the days passed, Milo's wisdom became evident to all. The other animals saw how calmly he had handled the storm, how his patience and foresight had protected him when the chaos had overwhelmed them. They began to understand that there was something valuable in Milo's slow, steady way of living. While they had rushed through life without thought, Milo had taken his time, planned ahead, and found safety. Slowly, the animals began to change. The birds built sturdier nests, the squirrels gathered food in advance, and the deer started to take their time in choosing their paths. They had learned the importance of patience, foresight, and steady planning. They came to Milo, grateful for his help, and asked him to share his wisdom. With a gentle smile, Milo spoke. A storm will come in everyone's life. Sometimes it will be a small rain, and other times it will be a great storm. But no matter the size of the storm, if you are patient, if you take your time, and if you plan ahead, you will always find your way through. From that day on, the forest was a much calmer place. The animals no longer rushed through life in a frantic hurry. They took their time, planned for the future, and faced challenges with patience and wisdom. And as for Milo, he remained the calmest and wisest creature in the forest, always teaching the next generation the value of taking things slow and steady, no matter what storms life might throw their way.